All right, ma'am.
Good.
We are nearing the end, and it's the last question.
Mhm.
So the last question, ma'am, to you is that the reason why we have all gathered here is because of one person, that is Carl Jung. Jung is the one that has brought us all together here for this beautiful session and has made this interaction possible. So, ma'am, what according to you is Carl Jung's gift to the world? Of course, this is our gift that we are getting to talk to you. But what do you think
So,
about Carl Jung's gift to the
yes,
world?
yes. And I would like, of course, I think there are very big gifts, or many small gifts, or many big gifts. But I would like to bring up one thing, and that was what inspired. We organized this congress that was in Zurich, ended here in end of August, and the the title of that congress was called "Experiences of the Non-Understandable."
Experience of the
Experience on
non-understandable.
the non-understandable.
Mhm.
Yes, that was the main title. And what brought us to that was we to find such a title, we were sitting together, 10 people in program committee, and we started to talk, and we started to say, and then we started to talk about the Red Book. That was one thing that was brought up, the Red Book. And then we found out because if we look at the Red Book, the Red Book was published in 2009. Before that, it had been a secret.
Mhm.
It had not been accessible to ordinary people, or any of us actually, except then. I think in the beginning of the millennium, um, Sonu Shamdasani,
Yes, he
he
got access
got
to the Red Book
he
from
got access to the Red Book, and he also got the permission from the
to
Jung
publish
family to
it.
work on this. Yeah, to
Ah.
publish it. So it was then published in 2009.
Hmm.
And when it was published, um, it was they took a big chance at that time. They say, now we take a big chance. We think it may be quite popular. So although there were at that time about, I think, 3,000 Jungians all around the world, they said, well, maybe, but we take a chance and we make 10,000 copies of it. We published it in 10,000 copies. And and that was sold out like this,
Correct.
immediately. So they had to republish it, and there was in there was there was a conference in Iranus in 2022 where Thomas Fisher, I think it was Thomas Fisher, one of the grandchildren, he said that at that time 200,000 copies were sold of the book. And now we have 4,000 Jungians in the world. 200,000 copies were sold of the book, of the Red Book. And we talked about also, um, at that time, I had heard a little before that from one of my American colleagues that Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi, she was a Democrat. She was leader of the before she was leader of the Congress in USA, and there was an interview with her. And the interviewer then asked her, but Mrs. Pelosi, what are you reading right now? And she said, I'm reading the Red Book. The Red Book, what is that? And then she started to explain. And that created a big interest in America because she explained and she said, this is really great and this is fantastic. And you wouldn't believe it. And so she also advertised the book. So maybe that was also part of the 200,000. I'm sure there are many more than 200,000 by now. But anyway, um, but I would like, because then I couldn't myself participate in that conference. Sadly, I would really have liked to go there in 2022, in Iranus, the Red Book conference, but I couldn't. But I would like to. I just found a quote that I would like to read because I think it also shows. And I took the Red Book it is really a gift. It is really a true gift that Jung gave us in a way, and then it came much later, but it is a true gift. So I would like to read this here to end with that. And from the program, it's I quote, so I also cut some of it. But can we find value individually and collectively in Jung's Red Book for a time like ours, which is so deeply overcast by the umbra mundi, the world shadow, the umbra mundi? Both the coronavirus pandemic, it was in 22, so it was just after the conference was in 22. Both the coronavirus pandemic and the international political crisis and war threat that we are facing right now inevitably shadow all our thoughts. On an even larger scale, we recognize that we are facing a world historical transition in human culture without the guidance traditionally offered by grand narratives or collective myths. A similar mood of deep anxiety about the future overshadowed the world when C.G. Jung began working on his Red Book in 1913. In response to his Spirit of the Times, Jung embarked on an inner journey with the spirit of the depths and created his Liber Novus, a work that reflects his discovery of a personal myth. His approach to the problems presented by the spirit of his times also has prescriptive significance for our times. The Red Book has the potential to offer guidance for people living under the disruptive conditions of the first half of the 21st century. I think this is a great text. I really like it. So I think it's a great text, and I think also that Jung's Red Book, if you should find one gift, big gift, that is the Red Book,
Yes.
yeah, because it's in a way it. He also said that after the Red Book, he finished all his theoretical thinking. After that, he just had to refine everything and communicate it.
Mm.
So okay,
Yes,
so this is
yes.
the end of
Jung's
that. So thank
gift
you
to
very much for that.
to
Yeah.
every one of us is the Red Book, and Red Book again can be a good gift for everyone, that to our loved ones, that is. All right,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us. It was
You're so welcome.
really, really glad to listen to you, and your perspectives, how you have been able to bring in the cultural as well as the theoretical aspects in giving, in responding to the issues of the world, and you have been very honest with every one of us. So thank you so much.
You're
If
so
any
welcome.
one of the guests, sorry, ma'am.
Yes,
Uh,
I say you're welcome. It's
oh,
been a pleasure also for me. Yeah.
thank you
Yeah.
so much. So is
So,
Thank you so much for the responses, ma'am. Even the questions have been quite interesting ones, quite out of the box also. And thank you so much,
very
ma'am,
nice.
for
Very
this
nice.
session. Yes.
You're so
Uh,
welcome. Yeah. You're so
yes.
welcome. It's been a pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Oh, now over to you, Harshita. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Anurag. We thoroughly enjoyed your intriguing questions. And we extend our gratitude to our liaison person, Ms. Mr. Berg, for generously sharing her perspectives on such a wide range of topics. I now invite Ms. Mayang Lambam Twinkle Devi, Secretary, IFAP, to give the vote of thanks.
Mm.
Good evening, everyone. As we conclude the inaugural session of our conference, IAAP and the world, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who contributed to making this opening event truly inspiring. First and foremost, our sincere gratitude to Professor Pilar Amezaga, President of IAAP, for her gracious welcome address and for setting the tone of international unity and thoughtful inquiry. We deeply thank Mr. Berg for sharing her insightful reflections on important global topics which enrich our conversation profoundly. We are equally grateful to Dr. Giti Bhattacharya, President of IFAP, for her illuminating introduction to the Indian Fellowship for Analytical Psychology, giving us a meaningful context for this gathering. Finally, we appreciate Mr. Anurag Thaunawsam for his skillful facilitation guiding the conversation with clarity and depth. Thank you to all our participants for joining us across the world. and making this session a success. We look forward to your continued engagement in the sessions ahead. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you, Twinkle. With this, we come to an end of our session one, IAP and the world.